Greetings. This is Justin Allen with the Elite Nurse Practitioner. Welcome to the Elite Nurse Practitioner Show, podcast dedicated to nurse practitioner entrepreneurism and achieving financial freedom, where I talk directly with nurse practitioners who need help. Listen up, our market is saturated. Jobs can be scarce. We are underpaid. We are undervalued. We are taken advantage of by the sharks within the healthcare system, and frankly, screw that. I'm sick of it, and it's time for a change. And listen, I'm here to help make that happen. We are powerful. We can forge a path where we are in control of our career and ultimately our financial and personal well-being. You do not need to submit to healthcare administrators and your doctor overlords. You do not have to take a measly salary. You do not have to work 50 to 60 hours a week. There is a different way, and I'm here to show you that path. This podcast is raw and unfiltered. I have not talked to the nurse practitioners in this podcast prior to the call outside of an email exchange to schedule the episode. What you're about to listen to is a consultation session between a nurse practitioner and myself. It is real, it is unscripted, it is unplanned, and I have no idea what we're going to talk about. Anything and everything can happen during our conversation. The nurse practitioners in these episodes are struggling with an issue in their professional or financial life, and they have reached out to me for help. My goal is to help the nurse practitioner with actionable advice that will enhance and improve their professional, business, and financial life. My other goal is to hopefully help my nurse practitioner sisters and brothers build a more productive, powerful, and free life. So I hope the content and information within these podcast episodes does just that. All right, onto the episode.
Hello, everyone. Today we'll be talking to Tiffany, who is a family nurse practitioner. She recently started a DPC practice about 2 months ago that has been slow to get going. She is needing assistance with marketing, increasing patient volume, and determining which services and products to provide in her practice. Hey, Tiffany, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Thanks for hopping on here. So you started this DPC practice a couple months ago. So kind of walk us through, where you're at.
So I partnered with a guy out of another town. I hadn't even heard of this method of healthcare. And it sounded like something I wanted to do. It's not any kind of insurance based. Don't have to deal with them. Got started with a bang, started with about 30 patients. I thought that was a great start, and it just kind of died. I know it'll get going again, but I'm kind of wanting to offer something more. I've had a lot of people asking, hey, do you do the IV infusions? We've only got one other place here in town. I know it's kind of a cheap startup cash flow business, but I didn't know anything about it. So I thought that would be something to incorporate to help build my business even more in the long run.
Okay. So how long have you been a nurse practitioner for?
4 years.
4 years. Okay. And what have you been doing in terms of like work and stuff?
I've done urgent care and family practice.
Okay. Gotcha. So you feel pretty comfortable with primary care and just general stuff?
Yes.
Okay. All right, so you started this a couple of months ago, and it's been pretty slow. So you said you had 30 patients at the start. What happened with those? Do you still have them?
I still have them, and I've built up to, I think we're at 46 now. It's just me and my nurse that works here. So I still have the first 30. I've had one drop out just due to financial reasons.
Sure.
And she's Medicare. And I've gotten some more acquired. I've done marketing. I've done the boots on the ground, going to all kinds of businesses, promoting it. I'm in the very southwest corner of Oklahoma, so this method is not familiar with people in the area. They think that I am a wellness / urgent care, not really family practice. So it's just the unknown for a lot of people.
Yeah. Okay. How much are you charging per patient per month?
$80 a month.
$80 a month. Okay. So, I mean, you're bringing in some income. I'm assuming you're probably paying expenses.
Absolutely.
Right.
Expenses are exceeding my income.
They are. But the income coming in is paying for, I'm assuming, a majority of it, right?
No. A fraction. Yeah.
Okay. Right. Because I mean, you're bringing in close to $4,000 a month. So that's why I was just kind of curious. All right. Well, I mean, what are your expenses? I'm just curious. I mean, $4,000 a month.
So it's not $4,000 a month. So I say it's $80 a month, but we do kids as well. So the kids are $30 a month, and I've got a handful of those. And then, like I said, I partnered with a doctor that's actually out of Enid, Oklahoma. And so part of the first initial expense is his percentage. And then deposits on getting in the building, the marketing, malpractice insurance, a lot of first times.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Next month, it won't be near as bad.
Right. Percentage. How much are you paying this doctor and for what?
They did all of the groundwork as far as building my accounts. And I'm trying to think, getting all of my supplies in here. Like, it was a lot of work and behind the scenes that he did do. So
He owns part of your business.
no, he owns the company itself. But I'll only be, because everything is done through him. And I mean, he's kind of a silent. He doesn't act like your typical doctor. He's there whenever I need him for advice or whatever. But he said, I want you to run this clinic the way you want to run it. This is your clinic.
Yeah, but you don't technically own it. He does.
Yeah. I mean, I pay all of my own stuff. So.
But you don't own the business, though. It's not your business. You're working.
Right. Yes, I guess. Yeah. Because it is Reliant is his business. But I have my own PLLC. Yeah.
Well, I mean, how do you feel about that? I mean, this isn't even your business. I mean, you don't own it. You know what I mean? Like, he says that, yeah, this is your business. You do what you want. You know what? It's bullshit. At the end of the day, he owns it. You don't. He owns 100% of that business. You don't own it.
I know. And I did it with him because I didn't know what to do. I didn't know where to start. I was led to this guy. He's like, he's a great guy. He'll help you get started. I see where you're coming from. I do. And that's why I want something else that's not his, that's truly mine, like what you have been talking about.
Right. Okay. Like, anyone else listening to this, be very cautious of people like this. I'm not saying this guy's a bad guy. I'm not. He's a businessman. I don't blame him. He's probably going to make a fortune off people. You know what I mean? But at the end of the day, it's sharky business. Like, just anyone listening, be very, very cautious of structures like this. You don't own the business. They own it. Like, don't franchise with people who own percentages. Don't do this stuff. You don't own it. Never, ever, ever share equity with someone. Ever. Don't. Okay? Just engrave that in your mind right now. You do not share equity with anybody. You don't need their help. It's not that hard. All right. So this DPC, yeah. So what do you want to do with this thing? I mean, how much more do you want to pour into this? Like, if you're going to sit here and start an IV infusion clinic and do all this stuff, you do this stuff outside of that practice. Like, he needs to pay you. This is a job. And if you're going to do some other stuff, you start something on your own.
That's what we're wanting to start with the IV infusion and do it separately. And
absolutely.
Under my own LLC. Not part of Reliant, and then eventually get into more of the aesthetics and the hormone replacement therapy and just other things, and starting small and then building from there. That's not the DPC.
I agree. You know, you can continue with the DPC or whatever and do it. You know, it's more or less a part-time job.
That's my goal.
Yeah. So no, you start something else. Absolutely. Yeah. If there's a demand for these services in your area, simply deliver it, meet that demand, right? People are asking for this stuff, so deliver it.
Yeah.
So you're going to pretty much start from scratch here, really, it sounds like.
I am.
Yeah. Have you taken any of our courses?
I did. I did the IV infusion course.
All right. Well, I mean, that's the steps for it, right? I mean, that's the steps for everything. You don't need to pay someone to set up accounts for you and stuff. Like, this is easy stuff. It's not that hard. So just follow the steps in the course. Like, that's the blueprint on how to start this business. So I guess higher level strategy here, you have to go find a location. I mean, you're pretty much starting from scratch here. So I think something very, very important here is like, where are you going to start this?
So interestingly enough, this clinic that I rent is 2 separate buildings. There's a clinic in the back that's attached. I mean, it's like almost like a mini plaza. So I'm in one of the areas, and then there's another empty clinic behind me with its own separate outdoor door, and then like a gym and a couple of home health company. And I've already got the majority of the clinic itself, but there's a separate part in the back that I was going to actually think about using.
Are you currently renting that space?
Not the one in the back, no. It's by the square footage, yeah.
I got you. But so you could easily just snatch that up and have it leased to PLLC, right? Okay.
Yes.
And do you feel like it's a pretty good spot?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, perfect. All right.
Absolutely.
How much is that?
It's $1 a square foot.
How many square foot is it?
There's there's about 1,500 square foot that I'm not going to need, and they'll do it per whatever I need.
Yeah, I mean, for a little IV clinic, wellness practice for HRT and weight loss, stuff like this, you only need 1,000 square feet. You don't really need more. Yeah.
I was even thinking 800. I mean, it's 2 separate hallways with a reception area in the middle of it. So like one side of that, so like 750 square feet. Because there's 3 exam rooms and.
Yeah, that's probably about all you need. Yeah. Especially, right from the start. So.
In the beginning. Yes.
So, I mean, we're not going to walk through this step by step here. You have the course, so I don't want to like go through this step by step. It's really
right.
It's all there. I want to talk about more like this higher level kind of stuff here. So, you need to make sure that you don't have any kind of non-compete or anything. Did you sign something with this guy?
No.
Perfect.
No,
Great.
I did not.
Do not. If he comes to you and has you signed something that's a non-compete, walk away. I'm serious.
I know you are.
But seriously, like, you can't let people walk all over you here and limit your success. So just keep that in mind, okay? You don't have a non-compete, so you're good. You're good right now. You can do whatever the hell you want. He didn't have you sign anything at all?
No, not outside of the accounts and everything. I really haven't.
No. Okay, good. Well, whatever. It's good for you. So what services are you wanting to start here? So you want to start this little wellness practice because people are asking for it already and there's a need for it. So what services are you thinking about doing?
I know in the beginning, I definitely want to do the vitamin infusions, and I want to do the ones that you talked about, those 5 main ones that are the biggest sellers.
Yeah, that's all you need to do. It's fun.
Yeah. And then eventually I'll have to get some training, but Botox and stuff like that, whether it be for, pretty much aesthetic wise.
Aesthetics. Gotcha. So IV infusion, aesthetics. Now, what about like weight loss, HRT?
I do want to do that. Yes.
Yeah.
I have a huge clientele. They're wanting these weight loss injections like the Mounjaro and the Wegovy and Ozempic, right, and they plateau and stop losing. So I do definitely want to incorporate like a weight loss program that includes the IV infusions. Again, I'm in Southwest Oklahoma. The diets here suck. So, and the option for getting out and doing more, there's just nothing down here.
Yeah, weight loss is so hot right now. It always is. I mean, people always need to lose weight, but
right.
But with the advent of like semaglutide of these meds, it's becoming extremely profitable, very, very lucrative. And then you're helping people out. I mean, people are losing weight, right? Their A1Cs are improving, lipid profiles are improving, their metabolic health in general is improving.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So it's a win-win for everybody. So I think that you definitely need to be offering that, no question about it. So this will be a general wellness practice. Be thinking about HRT as well. The same kind of patients who like IV infusion and weight loss and things like that, they typically like to optimize their entire well-being and health. So with HRT, it's a good opportunity to offer another service. And so during the initial weight loss evaluation, you do some blood work on them and you can check for some just very basic initial hormones like testosterone and estradiol and progesterone or whatever. And then if they have a deficit in it, then it's another opportunity to offer another service. So that's how you just stack services and increase your revenue and ultimately improve patient satisfaction and patient outcomes.
Right.
But I don't want to get too complicated at first. I feel like maybe 2 or 3 services, kind of stick with that and then see what happens.
So when you say services, that's like your R infusions and HRT and aesthetic. Like, okay, each one being its own service.
Exactly. The main 5 infusions in the course, that's going to pretty much be 95% of what you'll ever do. There's more advanced infusions and things like that you can do, sure, but your bread and butter is going to be mainly those 5 infusions. That's one service. And then you can integrate other things into your IV service line, as you get going and you kind of learn the ropes. Like, you can do some advanced IV stuff like chelation therapy and whatnot, or alpha lipoic acid, things like that. You could do that stuff later, but you don't need to do it at the very beginning.
Right.
Just keep it simple, keep it lean right now. Listen to your patients. If you start getting a lot of requests for alpha lipoic acid, for example, well, then deliver it. So just like listen to your patients. What do they want? Deliver it. It's that simple. That's one service line. And then another service line can be weight loss. I mean, definitely weight loss. Pick 3 or 4 options that work great. Stick to that. The weight loss course covers 20 medications. You don't need a offer all 20 meds, okay? Like, you don't need to do that. 3 or 4 is fine. Obviously, the GLP-1s you want to offer. You're stupid not to, you know?
Right.
Phentermine, people still like phentermine. It still works. It's pretty safe. You could offer that. Contrave or something else, okay? Like, just pretty simple stuff. And then HRT, you know, you could just do pellets if you want to keep it simple at first. I think for a robust HRT practice, you need to offer topicals and injections and stuff as well. And I think that's pretty much all you would need to do at first. It's probably all you're going to need to do for a while. Like, that's going to be profitable enough.
Yeah. And that's kind of where I'm at as far as like, I found your training videos and that was great. I could not have asked for more information on the IV infusions. But then getting into the hormone, the HRT and the aesthetics, and I don't know where to go. I'm still researching a lot on the best training to go for all of those.
Well, I mean, our HRT courses are going to provide you the foundation of what you need to know. I know we got men's health, women's health, pellets, all the advanced men's health. We have an advanced women's health course coming out. So, you know, all kinds of education there that you.
Okay.
Yeah, it covers the business components as well, not just clinical. Okay. Most courses you'll go to only cover clinical. We cover both. Same thing with the weight loss course. We do have an aesthetics course. It does provide you like the didactic stuff, you know, the information, there's videos, the business components, that kind of a thing. But generally speaking, it's a good idea to also include some hands-on training with that as well. You know, some people are just confident with a needle, you know what I mean? And they don't really need a whole lot of hands-on training. They could just do it after watching a video, you know? Some people don't need more hands-on training. So the reps can help you with that, with the Botox and stuff. They can show you some stuff. And I guarantee you there's some hands-on training within a few hour drive from you. You can go for a weekend, right?
Right.
So you just gotta look. I'm sure there's something there. I mean, Dallas or wherever, a few hour drive or something.
City. Yeah.
So that's kind of how you would get started with all that.
All right. I hope everyone's enjoying the episode so far. I just wanted to take a quick break to thank everyone listening and also give a big thank you to all of my social media followers and email subscribers. If you haven't done so yet, please subscribe to our email list at www.elitenp.com and make sure to follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. Email subscribers will receive updates on new weekly podcast episodes, multiple weekly articles we publish, new courses, and everything else related to helping you succeed. Remember, all elite nurse practitioner courses are designed to help you build a niche practice, increase your financial strength, and to break free from the rat race. If I can break free and the other countless nurse practitioners can break free, then so can you. Additionally, please share this podcast with your other nurse practitioner sisters and brothers out there. The more NPs that venture out on their own, the stronger our profession will become. Now, let's get back to the episode.
So what's the lowest barrier to entry here? Ask yourself, you know, what's the lowest barrier to get started and get going? IV infusion, pretty simple, pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Weight loss, pretty simple, pretty straightforward. HRT is pretty simple, pretty straightforward. Aesthetics, on the other hand, there's a large investment required to buy all the products, okay? Mm-hmm. So there's a very, very large investment up front, like $10,000, all right? You got to buy these products. The training, the hands-on training and stuff like that. So see what I mean? There's a little bit of a higher barrier to entry to that.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't get hung up on it. Yes, offer it for sure, but you don't need to offer it right now if you're going to get started and get going.
Just turning it, the other profits into getting that training is where my mind went.
Exactly. And then, you know, the education's a business expense. You can just write off through your business and that kind of a thing too, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the thing about being a nurse practitioner entrepreneur. You never stop learning.
No.
You're always taking courses and stuff, you know, it's just a never ending thing.
But that's how we got to where we are, right?
Right, exactly.
Learning.
Right. I guess, do you have any questions about, you know, what services you're going to offer, how you're going to get started with that?
I don't think so. I know the people I need to reach out to for my supplies, and getting these companies to reach back out to get an account started has been difficult since I've done your training.
Yeah.
I reached out to McKesson. I reached out to Henry Schein. So getting those companies, because I want more than the one account, like you said, to compare these prices. where some may be cheaper over here, others is going to be cheaper on this other end. So getting those to get back to me has been difficult. So timeline, how long did it take for you to get everything you needed and be able to tell the patients or the clients, okay, this is when we're going? Because I was wanting to do it in like a month, but it's looking like that's not going to happen.
Yeah, 4 to 6 weeks typically. This is a nationwide problem with just about everything. I mean, there are significant delays it feels like almost everything now. You know what I mean?
It does.
I think it's just a combination of supply chain issues. It's a combination of not enough employees and workers, and it's multifactorial. So anyways, yeah, email them again, submit another application, call them up. If one pharmacy is just like, you're not hearing anything from them, go to another. And there's plenty of compounding pharmacies out there that want your business.
Okay.
But no, it's a good idea that you have at least 3 accounts per supplier. So you need 3 compounding pharmacy accounts. You need 3 medical supply company accounts. One with Henry Schein, one with McKesson, one with Merrick, for example. If you go to the Elite MP website and click Elite MP GPO at the top, there's a list of preferred vendors there. We lay out everything there for you guys, and there's a little bit of a discount. There's no cost to you.
I was looking for your vendor list and I couldn't find it.
It's at the top under GPO.
Okay.
Yeah, Elite MP GPO. You literally click on that list, and it's all laid out right there for you. You just click buttons and submit applications. Everything's not on there. Like McKesson, for example, they're not a preferred vendor for us. So you can, just go to their website and submit an application. But that's obviously a priority, right? I mean, you need those accounts.
Okay. What else? Tell me about the EMR. I know it was on there. Easiest one for all of these things that's just not, I don't want to buy this big extravagant EMR. It's not going to be making me money.
No, you don't need a fancy EM. You can use paper charts if you want. I mean, if you wanted to. There's still plenty of cash-based wellness practices that still use paper charts, all right? So you could do that. I mean, EMRs are required for insurance accepting practices, but that's insurance regulations, Medicare regulation. That doesn't apply to cash-based practices, okay? Right. So you could chart on paper if you want, all right? But EMR, though, obviously it's more efficient. OptiMantra, it's pretty much designed for wellness practices.
Okay.
They're a preferred vendor. I think it's like $100 a month. It's not that much. It's literally everything you need. And it's designed for IV infusion, HRT, weight loss, these niche services.
That's what I want. Something designed specifically for this wellness clinic.
Yep. And you can actually send them the forms that come in the course, the consent forms, the intake forms, all that stuff. Yeah. And they will literally upload them into the EMR for you and build out those forms for you.
Okay.
It's a great value for what it is. It really is.
That's perfect. That's the one that kept sticking out in my mind. I just wanted to kind of hear you if there were any other suggestions. I was kind of playing around with it. So
sure. At the end of the day, it's really not that important of a thing. Okay. So don't get hung up on stuff like that.
No, I'm not. Okay. I'm focused on all of my accounts to get the supplies here and making sure I've got a list of things I need to buy. But calling people or them calling me back has been, I keep reaching out. So it'll come through. So
it will. Yeah.
Aren't we all instant gratification humans?
That's the problem with being an American, right?
Right.
Yeah. We're all like that.
Yeah.
We want this shit now.
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Anyways, there's other pharmacies too. You can always shoot me an email. I can give you some other suggestions, okay? If you continue to have issues. But yeah, marketing though, how big is the population of just your general area? Do you know?
25,000. Yeah, 25,000.
All right, plenty. It's all you need.
There's a lot of surrounding towns too that are tiny. So we're kind of a center point.
Perfect. So within an hour drive, you probably easily got 100,000 people.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Easy. It sounds like you're in a pretty good spot here. I doubt you have a whole lot of competition, right?
No, I don't.
No. Perfect.
There's one medical spa here that is getting a bad name for herself. So perfect scenario.
Perfect. So you are good to go. Non-competition here. So,
right.
Just get going. I'd say word of mouth is probably going to be one of your best friends with this. Usually in these smaller communities and areas like this, word of mouth typically will spread fairly quick. So it's just getting those initial patients. It's that first 3 to 6 months that can be a little
A bit.
A bitch.
Yeah.
Exactly. I was going to say stress producing, but that's
That word better.
yeah, I like that word too. That's pretty much it. It can be a bitch for the first 3 to 6 months. Yeah. So you got to spend money on marketing. I mean, you're just going to do the basic things, like having your Google business listing and stuff like that. Just so make sure people can find you very easily online. That's a trick of it. It sounds easier than what it is sometimes, but your Google business listing is like the foundation of your online presence. Okay.
Okay.
So you got to make sure you have that. Make sure you have a good, solid website that lists all your services. That's straight to the point, not filled with a bunch of fluff and stuff. And then get out to where your patients are and see if you can hand out cards, put flyers up, maybe put some advertisements up in those areas. People that go to gyms like these kind of services, for example, right?
That's right next door. Right.
Right next door. Perfect.
Yeah.
So be thinking about where are your patients. That's where you need to be seen. So where are your patients and where can I put my clinic right in front of their face, essentially? Like I have ads in a couple of gyms in the city that I'm at, and the screens that are above the treadmills.
Yeah.
My men's health clinic pops up on that. Right in their face. It's right there. It's right in front of their face. You know what I mean?
Right.
So there are other ways to market outside of social media and stuff.
Yeah. You had mentioned billboards were just a fraction, and that was one of the first things I did. We have a digital billboard right here at a stoplight, not too far from the clinic, and I've had not one person mention that to me.
Well, people don't really know what DPC is, and at the end of the day, DPC practices are great business models. Okay, they are. I'm not saying that they aren't. The problem is, though, is that there's not a lot of value associated with it for some people. You remember a lot of people get insurance for their employer, or they have Medicaid or Medicare. They want to use their insurance.
Right.
So depending on the demographic of your area, sometimes DPC might not be the best model, depending on the income levels of the people in your area.
We have a lot of farmers, and that's what drove me. Lots of fields and farmers in this area that don't have insurance. And so that's what drove me to that. But we also have wives that live on the high end of line of credit, and that's where this wellness center is going to come into play.
Well, remember, people are much more willing to pay money for weight loss, to lose some weight, or to look better and feel better than they are for managing their blood pressure.
I know.
That's just human nature. It is what it is. You can't change that. So keep that in mind. I think that a billboard could potentially work. If it's just a very straight to the point billboard, phone number, website, name of the practice, services offered, boom, 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 HRT, weight loss, etc. But billboards are expensive.
Yeah.
And sometimes you don't get a great return on them.
Right. And I mean, I'm committed to this one for 6 months, but that's where I wanted other options for marketing. I'm still learning here.
Walk over to that gym, talk to the manager, see what's up.
Yeah. Getting out and promoting it.
Right.
Not with my face. Yeah.
Exactly. At the places where your patients are going to be. I don't think that, your patients are going to be at some, I don't know, quilting shop or something. Like, don't waste your time. You know what I mean? Like, where are they at? That's where you need to advertise. Yeah. Like my men's health clinic, we have advertisements at barber shops. We have advertisements at gyms. We have advertisements in bars and restaurants. Like, I advertise where my patients are at. Golf courses.
Yeah. Bars, I'll be doing that too for
sure.
The hangovers.
For sure.
Prep and then be ready for the after effects.
Yeah, that's a good place to advertise that for sure. So just kind of be thinking about that. You don't have to spend an enormous amount of money on marketing. And the good thing is that once the business starts becoming a little bit more successful and word of mouth starts, then you can start decreasing your marketing budget because you don't need to spend as much anymore.
Okay.
Yeah. It's just that first 36 months.
Right.
Yeah. So any other questions there? I know we kind of just completely switched gears here.
No, I think I just kind of wanted, you didn't. It took me where I needed to go because I've been so focused on, I know I want to start with these infusions and then eventually get into the HRT, the aesthetics, but you talking about the weight loss and how easy, like the creams and the pellets and all of that, that would be easy to incorporate. And I hadn't thought about that. So just to plan for more cash flow.
Yep. Super easy to integrate that stuff. It's a low barrier to entry. And anyone else listening, if you just need to get started, just get started on the low barrier to entry thing. Like some of this stuff is very, very simple to learn. It is.
Okay.
You know, like genetic screening, genetic counseling, for example, like very low barrier to entry. But there's a plethora of services that we offer in our courses that are a low barrier to entry, pretty simple to integrate and start making money almost immediately with. So yeah, aesthetics is one of those things that like you're continuously learning about new services, new products, new procedures, you know, things like that. Functional medicine, you know, you build off of foundations and then you just take more courses and you build off of it. But the good thing is like IV infusion, weight loss for the most part, it's like you take one course, you're pretty much ready to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Any other questions? Anything else you want to talk about?
I don't think so. That was the biggest part.
All right. So yeah, so you got some work ahead of you.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. I like to end the episodes with if you asking me a question, if you have a question for me, have you ever had a question about anything going on in my life or anything personal or anything you've been curious about?
In your life?
Yeah, just I don't know. It's just a general question. If you don't, that's fine. Some people don't.
I really don't.
No? Okay. No, that's fine. Okay. So listen, keep me up to date. Yeah, seriously. Keep me up to date. Shoot me an email if you ever want to do a follow-up. If you have any issues or whatever, and check out the courses and just follow the steps and you should be good to go.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much.
All right. No problem. Take care.
All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Bye. All right. I hope everyone enjoyed the episode with Tiffany. Pretty good episode there. We went into this talking about growing a DPC practice. She doesn't even own to screw that. I'm going to start my own practice. So yeah, I thought that was kind of a funny turn of events there. So, you know, be thinking about this with any business that you start. It doesn't matter if it's a medical practice or not. You have to be okay with pivoting. You have to be okay with offering new services, getting rid of other services that you might have. You know, the demand in her area is for more wellness-based practices versus DPC care. That's just the demand. People are asking for that. They don't seem like they really care about the DPC as much as they do as the wellness services, okay? And the opposite could be true in another area, all right? Every area is a little different, so you need to keep that in mind as you get started or if you're growing your practice or anything, okay? Just listen to the demand of your patients, deliver that, and be okay with changing your business, starting a new business, scrapping your old business, whatever, okay? A business is an ever-evolving thing, and it never, ever becomes stagnant. Unless you want it to become stagnant, and then it slowly just starts decreasing, all right? Slowly starts slowing down. So if you want to grow, and start your empire, you have to be okay with pivoting. All right, hope everyone enjoyed this episode. Talk to you guys later. Thanks. Bye.
Thank you for listening to the show. Quick legal disclaimer. The content of this podcast is meant for informational and entertainment purposes only and should not be used as legal, financial, medical, regulatory, or practice-specific advice. For information pertaining to your specific legal, financial, medical, or practice-specific needs, please be sure to consult with your lawyer, CPA, medical director, and or your state's practice laws and the most up-to-date clinical guidelines. As always, do your due diligence when it comes to any information found online and in podcast. The content in this podcast is copyrighted by Galaxy Medical Southwest 2023 and cannot be duplicated, rebroadcasted, or reproduced without our written permission.